everybody. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Roy Canday.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
And we're here to encourage you to be like everybody else. That's what this game does anyway.
Be green.
For some reason, green team wins and orange team doesn't, and orange is clearly a better color than green.
I'm a green player when I play board games most of the time, so I have to disagree.
I'm not a huge fan of either color. How about them apples?
You lose!
Although I like green apples more than I like orange apples. 100%.
This is a party game that got a lot of buzz this summer,
Yes.
and so we played it. And also, you can, I'm about to show you how it plays, but you can also watch us play it online if you want to see it in action. But here's how you play it. There are 3 different categories of cards, and you are going to take 5 cards randomly from each category, and then you're going to make a deck and shuffle that deck, and that's going to be how you play the game. Each player is going to get one of these boards. They're going to get a card that says orange team, green team. You'll start on the orange team, and you get a marker. And we begin. So each round you turn over a card. And for example, it says, what's the greatest gum flavor? Minty, fruity, or cinnamon? And each player is going to write down an answer to that question. You're trying to match the majority of the players. So do you have your answer? Because my answer is fruity. I love fruit bubble gum, bubblicious, baby. But you're going to look around, and whatever answer was written the most is the winning answer. It doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. Whoever wrote the answer that won the most, if they're on the orange team, they go to the green team. If they were already on the green team, they stay on the green team. And if you wrote the wrong answer, or the answer that didn't get the most votes, if you're on the green team, you go back to the orange team. And if you're on the orange team, you stay on the orange team, because green in this game is better than orange. Now you get points if you were on the green team already and you got the correct answer. And realize every time I say the word correct, it's in quotation marks. You get 2 points. If you were on the orange team, you get 1 point for switching over to the green team. Now, if there's a tie, the green team wins. Doesn't matter what answer anybody wrote. Anyone on the green team wins already. If everybody writes a different answer, like there's a 6-way tie in a 6-player game, then everyone goes to the orange team. But that's how you play, and you're going to go through. Let's take a look at the questions. You've already seen the best of 3 here with the greatest gum flavor, but here's other ones. Where's the greatest place to get stuck overnight? Amusement park, museum, department store. What's the greatest, fakest artificial flavor? Bubblegum, birthday cake, cotton candy. What would be the easiest Olympic sport to train for and medal in? So you're just picking one of 3. Sometimes you pick one of 2, this or that. Do you want a super distinctive face or an incredibly generic face? Do you like frosting or cookie dough? Ooh, that's a hard one. The answer is cookie dough, but that's tough. Do your homework right after school or wait until after dinner? Ooh, I'm a wait until after dinner guy. Diving board or water slide? Oh, easy, water slide. Then we have fill in the blank. You just write time blank. What do you write here? Oh, wow, the first thing that popped in my mind was Time Warner. Or Jennifer blank. Jennifer Anderson. Blank basket. Fruit basket. And candy blank. Candy cane. And that's the kind of questions that are in here, and that is the game. I do want to mention that you keep track of your points on this little board here. I do wish there was a better way to do this because you're kind of like hiding here. A smaller board, I think, would have been better, and maybe a raised board that you could flip it over and hide your answer. This is, I think, the weakest component of the game. It's just this giant board. I'm not sure why it's so big, and you got to kind of like wrap your arm around it to hide it. Other than that, though, all the components are fine. So many times when we talk about party games, we talk about the questions.
Yes.
I think the question base in a game matters a lot.
Right.
In fact, we just recently talked about a game, Fun Facts, which can have some questions which aren't so necessarily nice, like who's the laziest person here, right?
Right.
These are very simple questions. Which bubble gum do you like best?
Right.
What's better, icing or cookie dough? By the way, which is better?
Name a band, you know. that
Icing
sort
or
of thing.
cookie dough?
Frosting or cookie dough is the question.
That's a tough one, Tom.
I know!
I'd probably go cookie dough.
That's what I said, too.
Yeah.
But frosting on cookie dough. But anyway.
The cookie dough is better, for sure.
Yeah.
But so this game has been done before. There's a What Were You Thinking from Richard Garfield, the kind of game where you try to do the answer everyone else does.
Yeah.
Right.
I've even run games on the internet where I ask a bunch of questions and people send in their answers, and then you get points equal to the number of people answered like you, and you're trying to be the most.
in the vogue.
In the minority.
The least
Or
unique.
majority, sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's a fun style. This one does the same thing, but changes it with that whole green team, orange team thing.
Right.
You
Like
wanna
if there's a
keep
tie,
winning.
green team wins.
Yes.
Period. Doesn't matter what you wrote.
Yes.
You want to just keep going and winning and winning and winning because you're going to get way more points that way.
So to that end, I think the game is fun. I like it a lot. I don't care about the score at all. This is one of those games where if I could lose like 100 to 1 and I'd be like, meh, I had a good time.
Right.
Because to me, it's more fun to flip the cards over and see what everyone said.
And it's so funny because I agree with you. I think in many party games, I'd almost say most party games that I've played that I enjoy, the score is secondary.
Right.
100% to
Yeah.
the experience, to the interaction around the table. The hook, right? The hook in this party game is the scoring,
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
which is what's so weird to me about it. It's like that is the hook. Which is why I think it's so important that the question cards are as good as they are, because I agree with you 100%. The question cards are good. They are ones that you want to know what everyone is going to say. You know what I mean?
It is kind of interesting that the fact that this game quite literally has a like uncatch-up mechanic. If somebody starts winning, they're gonna like continue to
I was
win.
just going to say
Right.
thing.
Like-
the score here is like halfway through, you're like, I can't win.
I like only missed like one question out of the whole thing, and the fact that I was just on green team the entire time meant my score was significantly like bigger in some ways. But it's like I don't know. I don't know that I like that in games normally, especially in a party game. It's kind of interesting, that dynamic of it. I think it's a cute mechanic, but overall for the gameplay, it ends up making you being like, well, they ran away. You know?
Actually, I agree with Roy. That's a cute mechanic. I think it's dumb.
Right.
I do. I don't
Right.
like the whole stay on the green team. At the same time, it's amusing. I don't know how to explain it. You're like, Roy got 2 points and I got none. I don't care.
Right,
Let's
right,
play another round. Actually, there's no whole lot more to say about the game. But we said the
Right.
questions were
That's
good. We said the thing
basically
is,
it.
it's a big party game. I think
Yeah.
it goes up to 12.
Right.
Right.
I mean, 12's a bit to fit around a table, but I'll tell you what, I can see that working well. If you get the number of people you fit around a table, and it's just a discussion game. They're not deep topics. We're not saying Republican or Democrat.
No.
We're saying cookie dough or frosting.
Right.
And you can have loud, heated discussions about
yeah.
that hopefully no one goes home mad about.
Right.
Or my favorite category is the fill in the blank one.
Those are good.
You know, like-
those are really good,
And it's
actually.
sometimes fun when you come up with something that's a little bit more abstract, but then there are other people that think the same way as you. You're like, it's an off the beaten path thing, but other people thought the same way I did.
Right.
And it's like, oh, we connect. Oh, we have that mind sync, and that's kind of fun.
That could be very satisfying even if you're not on the winning team.
Right.
I
yeah.
think this is what a lot of party games proclaim to be an icebreaker type. This is 100% an icebreaker game.
Yeah.
You can play with people you've never met before.
Right.
You're trying to pick the answer that everyone's going to pick. So are they.
Right.
And so I think this is. I said earlier, this got a lot of buzz over the summer, and I can tell you why. Because it was played at a lot of conventions.
Sure.
Right.
This is a convention party game.
Right.
Yeah.
I played it with my family. We had a good time. Everyone was laughing and everything. But I would say they would probably pick other party games instead. But if I played this, I might take this to my extended family and play it.
Right.
And I bet it will be more fun with more players in that regard.
I
Right.
agree.
So my final rating of this is a 7. It's fun. It's in a right situation with all people around, it would be higher. It could be a 9 in that situation. But the amount of times I'm going to pull this out and everything, it's a 7. It's a very good party game. I think it's fun. I think it hits a lot of players. It does what it does well. My only complaint, like I said in the overview, I don't like these boards. I don't like that you have to do
That's
this.
very true,
I
yeah.
wish it was a smaller, little raised board. You write your answer, turn it over, and then we reveal it at the same time.
Yeah.
In fact, if I can find little boards like that, I might do that.
Yeah.
The keeping score, well, okay, I don't care about the score, but
Right.
but the cards, fantastic.
Yes. Yeah, I'm also at a 7, so I'm sorry to we're on the great team. We're on the green team. Tom. We are on the green team.
2 points for both of us.
And I think I basically, like you said, there's not a whole lot to say about this game. The hook being the scoring and the scoring being kind of irrelevant
Yeah.
is an issue, to an extent. But the cards are really good. They're really good. I like the questions. I feel like it will play very well in large groups, which is what I'm looking for. It does what it sets out to do. It's a fine game. I do think that I was a bit surprised by the hype on it. Honestly, I was a little surprised when I was done.
You gotta
playing
be careful with hype for that reason.
You do. I was, and I was, very careful to, I don't think that affected my score, but I was like, okay, what is this all about?
But I'm telling you, I think the big giant group with
Yes.
everyone laughing will raise your score of this.
It will, and the fact that this game allows for that is something to be, like you said, in certain situations, it could be a great session.
Yeah.
Overall, it's a 7. I can recommend it. It's not the best party game that I've played.
Well, I guess I'm on the green team as well because I picked a 7. I was telling Mike I wrote down my score on Board Game Geek before I even came in here,
Yeah,
so
there you
it's
go.
already there. But I really enjoyed this game. I think it's fun. It's fine. The scoring, like you said, I don't really like the fact that someone could just run away with the score,
Yeah.
and the fact that it makes like party games the score doesn't matter that much. And this one, you shouldn't take it seriously at all. But it is a fun activity to have around and like get to know people better.
I guess it's
and
something you
be
can
able
like
to
go
do.
home and you're like, I was always on the green team.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
I guess there's that. Right?
But also, I don't feel like it's super unique overall. I've felt a lot of other party games, like not a lot, but I've seen other party games do this same thing before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's fun. It's fun to play if you're into
with the
that,
exception
do it.
again, and maybe I should make it a 7.5. Again, that question base is so important. And people don't
It
realize
is.
that the concept of a party game is one thing,
Right.
But then the deck of like the reason Time's Up does so well is it's a fun game,
Right.
But that questions the topics they put in there they did a really good job. You think very carefully about it. Here they did the same thing. Whoever did these, kudos to them.
And that's, I think that's deceptively difficult to do. You know what I mean? When in a lot of these games, they'll give you blank cards so you can kind of write your own. When you try doing that, you realize it's not that easy. It's not as easy as it looks. But I honestly think, Tom, that it's appropriate that we all came with the same score on this game.
Green team wins.
That's right.
All right, I'm Tom Vassell,
I'm Roy Kennedy.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
and we're all on the green team.
That's right.
Wait, I said I liked orange better.